Welcome, I'm Nora, the dietitian at Jewish Family and Children's Service, and I'm here today to talk to you about how to build a healthy pantry. Now, having a stocked pantry is so important because it gives you the flexibility to make delicious and healthy meals for yourself. And in instances of an emergency when you can't go out, you will know that you have the items on hand that you need to make yourself a quick and delicious dinner. So I'd like to start first with giving you some generalized tips, and then we're going to go into specifically what categories of food we need in the pantry. First, well, how many days or how much food do you need to buy? And that will really depend on you and your family. However, for emergency purposes, we want to have at least 3 or 4 days of food on hand. But most people think of generally stocking their pantry for weeks, and in some cases even months. Certain foods such as oils and vinegars might be there for months, and others such as cereals you might be replacing every week or every other week. Another thing is, where should your pantry be? Now, some people, they have a whole room in their house for a pantry. Others have a cabinet for their pantry, and some people might only have a cabinet or two for their pantries. And all of those things are fine. In addition, if you have no room in your kitchen for a pantry, you might go out, for instance, and purchase a simple stainless steel shelving rack. Clean, easy to use, and you can wheel it wherever you need to. Additionally, when we think about stocking our pantry, you might consider some easy to see plastic containers. They're great for cereals, for flours, for beans, for nuts. They make it very easy to determine how much you need if you were putting together a grocery list, for example. In addition, another important point is that you want each category of food put together in its own place. For example, you want your tomato products together and your nuts and nut butters together. This allows you to easily find things when you need it, and also when you're making a grocery list, it enables you to quickly scan to see what you need. Okay, I think we're now ready to begin talking about what should go into the pantry. And over here, you'll notice I made a nice list of the categories that should be in your pantry. Grains, oils and vinegars, beans, canned fish and meats, nuts and nut butters, broths, canned and dried fruits, tomato products, and spices. Now, if you're just starting to build a pantry, you might have 2 or 3 items in each category. And as you advance, you can add more things. All right, let's go see what's in each of the categories. So grains, you might start with some all-purpose flour and some whole wheat flour. Something like pasta, a good whole grain pasta. And over here, I've added quinoa. In addition, I have some nice oatmeal, some steel-cut oatmeal. Great, all of these things for quick dinner. For instance, any of the quinoa or the penne, essentially, you can add some vegetables, you can add things like chicken and fish, and some tomato products, and you have an entree. Okay, oils and vinegars. Let's start off with some basics. Olive oil, okay, and a peanut oil or a canola oil, and that's all you need to start. And then you can add on safflower, sunflower oils, specialty oils such as walnut oil or avocado oil that are great to dress salads with. Vinegars, basic vinegars, a white vinegar, a red wine vinegar, an apple cider vinegar. And then you can add things such as balsamic vinegars or some of the fancy vinegars. Over here, I have, for instance, a sherry vinegar. But honestly, a white wine vinegar, a red wine vinegar, and an apple cider vinegar is great to start with. Okay, our next category is beans. Dry beans are terrific. They're economical, but easy to use canned beans. You can get the low sodium varieties, chickpeas, black beans, red beans, cantellini beans, all are wonderful and should be stocked in your pantry. From there, let's talk about some canned fish. These are excellent for sandwiches and salads, canned salmon, always in water, and tuna fish in water, which you're probably very familiar with. Okay, nuts and nut butters. So what do we have over here? So you can have well-known peanut butter, but also I have on hand almond butter. There's cashew butters, nuts, walnuts. Here I have some almonds, pecans. Wonderful. You can use nuts as a meat substitute or a meat extender. Think about a stir fry, for instance. Instead of having all chicken or all beef in your stir fry, you can replace half of that meat with nuts. Broths, low sodium chicken broth, vegetable broth, beef broth if you want. Again, basis for soups, basis for making a variety of casseroles. Then we also have tomato products. So I suggest you always want to have some tomato paste, tomato sauces, and diced tomatoes. Also whole tomatoes in your cabinet. Canned fruits and dried fruits. Canned fruits in its own juice. You can use, for instance, we have pineapple slices here, but it can be anything, mandarin oranges, grapefruit sections, applesauce, excellent. And then finally, we're looking at spices. There are many, many spices, but some basic spices, onion and garlic powder. We have cumin here, oregano, basil, and over here we have ginger. So some just basic spices to start your pantry. Again, great way to start, a few items in each category. And so now that you know how to beginning to stock your pantry, I hope you will turn in next week when we talk about how to use leftovers. Again, this is Nora Saul, and I'm wishing you all a very healthful and delicious dinner. Thank you.